Hey guys, it's me, and you might have seen some of my posts on the board, and I just wanted to do a video because some people mentioned that they were gonna try the technique that I'd written up basically, and I mentioned in the post that I think a really important aspect of applying the cream or balm or any balm is to apply in a very thin layer. I think this is because basically, like, when you have EC, the skin is sort of, as you know, continuously building up and shedding at a faster rate than normal. And basically, if you put a thick layer of balm onto the skin, it effectively detaches the new layer of skin that is building up on the lip, or at least that's what I've observed in terms of my own lip. The top dry layer gets very soggy, and then it kind of becomes like loosened from the lip, and when this is happening continuously, that's what sort of contributes to the build-up of visible crusts. So the idea is, when you apply, or the idea that I had rather, is that by applying a balm in a thin layer, on the one hand you prevent water loss from the lip, which is, I think, an integral aspect of why the skin is building up. Some people may disagree with me, but I mean, there's a reason balms help, and even in the context of normal skin is continuously experiencing a degree of water loss from the surface of the skin, and that's called transepidermal water loss. You can look into that if you'd like. But that is contributing to skin dryness and inflammation. So that happens even in normal skin, and obviously when the skin is very injured or irritated, like it is with eczema, psoriasis or EC, I think, to be honest, even when the skin is injured to a small extent, like a scratch or like a burn, this thing called transepidermal water loss increases from the skin. So that's definitely going on in EC, regardless of whether that is the cause of EC in itself. I mean, we can debate about this till, kingdom come. But the fact of the matter is, water loss is increased from the skin in EC just simply because the skin is injured. So the idea with the balm is partly to prevent further water loss from the skin and therefore prevent inflammation in the skin. And I think a key aspect is of recovery from EC is to lessen the constant inflammation that is in the skin. And part of why we're going to apply the balms is to exactly this, to lessen the inflammation in the skin basically, and lessen the build-up. So, as I said, we need to apply balms to reduce water loss from the skin, but on the other hand, we don't want to detach the continual keratin layer that is growing on the lip. And so that is why I think it's really integral to apply the balm with EC in a thin layer. This is what I found has worked in my case, and as you can see from the pictures I put up on the page, I had extremely severe EC. I'd had a problem with the dryness of my lip for a really long time. I had a problem with the dryness of my lip skin for a really long time, like probably 10 years or more. And for some reason, my lip, last year, just exploded into severe EC, and it was really bad. But it's got better over the course of the year, and the thing that worked for me is the technique I outlined. And so basically, I just want to show ways of applying the balm in a thin layer. And I know this seems like maybe that it would be extremely self-evident, but it turns out like quite a lot of people I spoke to were confused about like what constitutes a thin layer of balm. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you the two balms I apply. This is my favourite balm. It's called CeraVe Healing Ointments. And I got this one on eBay because, yeah, it was just cheaper. But you can buy this on Amazon and I think possibly directly from the CeraVe website as well. But why this is good is because several reasons really. Like this has a slightly thinner texture than Vaseline, and I think that's really good for easy lips because it doesn't. So I think the thinness of the texture basically is good for easy lips because it doesn't injure the lips when it goes on because it's like nice and soft. But the other reason I think it's good is because it contains this active ingredient called ceramides, which are basically like components of the natural skin barrier. And basically with EC, what we're trying to do is we're trying to repair the integrity of the skin barrier. So what I do to apply it is I just usually, you know, I try and make sure my hands are clean before I apply because basically you don't want to be like, you know, infecting the lips with something that is on your hand. So it's a good idea to wash your hands before applying it. So then I get like a tiny amount, right? Like there is about this amount. And what I do is I actually sort of spread it evenly over my thumb and forefinger like that. And then to apply, I just do this. And that's it. And basically I do this every 2 hours maybe, and maybe once or twice a day. I then get some coconut oil, just virgin cold pressed coconut oil, and I put it on the insides of my lip because that's the area that really gets dry with EC. I used to apply coconut oil a lot more, but I found it's like, I don't know if it's because my lip has improved or it's actually just more beneficial to apply it less. So these days I only apply it like maybe twice up to 4 times a day. And this seems to keep my lips in check to the condition they're now in. The condition the lips are in are not perfect. They still do peel. They're still irritated to a degree. I'll just try and show you. But it's night and day compared to how it was before. So hi guys, it's me again. So like basically I just wanted to show you how to apply the coconut oil because I have it to hand now. So the brand I use is this organic raw virgin coconut oil by Optima, and this is quite a good coconut oil. I think it's really important to get raw virgin coconut oil that is cold pressed, and many brands do this, so it's not necessarily integral to get this Optima brand. However, one thing I would say is that I've purchased other brands of coconut oil, and this is by far the best one that I've bought. And the reason for this is that some of the other brands of coconut oil that I've purchased seem to have like kind of tiny gritty parts in them, and I'm not really sure why that is because they're similarly raw virgin coconut oil that are cold pressed, but maybe they're just not as heavily filtered as this brand. So this is quite a good brand anyway, and the Optima one, but if you don't have this locally, then I think it's fine to get some different kind of one. Anyway, so I'll just show you how I apply it. Just basically, I get some small amount of coconut oil on my finger, like so, and then I just put it on the inner lip like this. And there we go. And as I said, I now only do this around 4 times a day. basically, I hope that helps. Yeah, thanks a lot. Bye.